Hello, people. Showoff here. Basics of reasoning. First chapter in this book is titled Recognizing an Argument. This is not an argument. This is merely a response to battle truth. Fist bump, hit the rock. Alright. It's to one video in particular. I just want to clarify something because I know that perspective and perception, they're to each their own, basically, when it comes to that. He dropped a video entitled it Not So Fast Showoff. And in the video, he said there was one thing that I mentioned in the 15 Minutes of Fame interview that he did not agree with. And that was that I said that if a person is incarcerated, that they don't need money on their books. That's the last thing that they need. He went on to say that that is in fact false. I'm guessing that he did a bid or a stint at some point in his life, and he remembers family members, I guess, not really being there, or something of that nature. And this is after he dropped the video where he said that he's not doing the bid with anyone. He said, I'm not doing the bid with nobody. I'm not even doing the bid with my baby's mother. So it was kind of odd when I saw the video after that saying that he felt this way, because they kind of seem like opposites to me. But perspective and perception, you know, everybody's entitled to feel how they feel. And again, this is not, you know, an art. This is not none of that stuff. So I said what I said because I'm a person who has lost years of his life in the penitentiary, you know, and there's a difference between going to jail and going to prison, being in the jail and being in the penitentiary. There's plenty of people who have been locked up and went to jail, but they haven't gone to prison. They've gone to jail, been in a cell, but they've never been in a penitentiary. It's completely different. Now, I want to let you know exactly why I said what I said and why I felt how I felt in that statement. Understand, first and foremost, I'm a person who understands, and I've had people who cared about me during my bid. They're in the bid, they're out of the bid. And one thing I had to realize is that anything that was ever done for me while I was incarcerated was a blessing, not an obligation. Because reality is, when the crime was committed to get you locked, they weren't with you. And 9 times out of 10, when you got whatever money you made off whatever, you ain't break them off. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's kind of what they call stinking thinking to even think that a person owes you any kind of finances for the sake of blood relativity or friendship, bond, sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever. Because reality is, when a person is locked up, they get 3 guaranteed meals a day, a free gym, free medical and dental, free clothing. They're just not free. I.e. me, being a person who did years and was in state greens for years. The people who are still outside, those are the people that still have rent, light, gas, travel, so gas for the car insurance, food, then miscellaneous, because shit happens. So they gotta dip into that, knowing that 9 times out of 10, if they don't got 2 jobs, they don't even make enough to hold that down. They gotta dip into what they already don't have to send you money because you lie. What? What are you talking about? Unless you come from an extremely wealthy family, and 9 times out of 10 we don't, it's almost disrespectful to expect that from someone. Especially when, again, me being a person who was incarcerated for years of his life, it's especially disrespectful to me, knowing that the only thing you could use money for in there is to buy drugs. That is it. When somebody go to the dance floor and the bag drop, it's the only reason you need money on your books or people on the outside to send pinkies. If y'all don't know what pinkies are, that's the pink slips. That's what people up north call them pinkies. It's called pink slips because that's what you get as a receipt for when that cash gets sent. All right? The only thing you could buy in there is drugs, whatever your high is. Bud, coke, meth, heroin, whatever it is. There's no drug that's not in jail, right? So you mean to tell me that a person that's probably 9 times out of 10 already struggling on the outside gotta work extra hard to send you money to support your habit because you don't have the hustle in you to support your own habit? Listen, when I was locked, I was a hustler. I was hustling stamps first. I used stamps to get cigarettes. So now I got stamps and cigarettes. Then I used cigarettes to get food. So now I got stamps, cigarettes, and food. And then I became commissary. In between the days when there was no commissary. People want a box of banquet chicken, they gonna come to me. Yo, I need a box of banquet. All right, I need 3 back. If I ain't rock with you, I need 3 back. If you cool, just give me back 2, you heard? Because that right there is no different than loan shark. Of course I'm gonna want interest. What you talking about? But that's what hustle is, right? Buy it for the low, sell it for the high, right? So I never cared about who was putting money on my books. I also understood that everybody else who was still in the world that I left, ain't nobody leave me when I got locked. I left people. Because before I got locked up, I was around people. I left. My actions, I left. Right? Before I left, I had bills. I knew about all these things they was gonna be left out here with. Why would I know that and then feel comfortable asking them for cash or expecting it? Nobody needs money when they locked up in jail. Everybody wants money when they're locked up in jail. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. So I stand firm on what I said, 10 toes down. And at the end of the day, you can ask a lifer, ask somebody with real time. Anybody who got 7, 10, well, they're not even, it don't even gotta be that much. It could be people who got 5, 3, 2. It all depends on the person. You understand what I'm saying? Ask them what matters. It's gonna be hearing their mom's voice on the phone that they blessed enough to be able to call. It's gonna be smelling a woman or their wife's perfume on an envelope because she sprayed it down for you. It's gonna be those things. That's what's gonna matter to you. Trust me. Trust me. When people are locked up and on death row, they're not worried about if such and such put $100 on their shit. They're not. They want to talk to somebody. They want to hear a voice. They want to read. They want to read something somebody took the time out their day to write. They want to read that. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, that was just my perspective. You know, that was my basis for saying what I said. Hopefully that clarified anything. It didn't mean that I wasn't willing to hold him down financially or none of that stuff. It's just, it is what it is. If you have hustle in you, you won't need it. Period. I said in the 15 Minutes of Fame interview, I don't care about what somebody's willing to pay me because I paid myself. That's not just talking about the fact that we're older now and we figured out businesses and ways to make money, and it's not just that. It's even if you're a hustler, if you're a child. I came from nothing. I used to pack bags in Pioneer Supermarket. That was me going to pay myself. That's entrepreneurship. As a young kid, a child, that's entrepreneurship. I'm gonna get up and go get it. I don't give a fuck about them over there laughing and clowning. Why? Because when the day is over and they were sitting in one spot doing nothing, and my pocket is full at the end of the day, my smile gonna be bigger than they shit. Shouts to everybody who got that entrepreneurial spirit, who don't wait to attach to something else to get a check and figure out how to turn themselves into one. Salute to you, Battle True. You're an entrepreneur. I'm sure you're getting paid off your YouTube channel. That's you paying yourself. That's you paying you. See what I'm saying? So again, basics of reasoning. This is not an argument. This is merely two men who had, didn't have clarity on where the other one stood. And at the same time I spoke my piece, I understand you too. You heard, bro? Salute. Show off, nigga. Hit the rock. Now that.
I've got bad news. Looks like it went to low power mode.